Have you ever thought about what might have happened if Shinobu had accidentally succeeded in taking out Nezuko? You remember the tense moment in the Mount Natagumo arc when Shinobu was ready to end Nezuko's demon life for good, but Giyu stepped in to protect the siblings, right? But what if Giyu hadn't stepped in to protect her? Well, I prepared 2 theories to answer that question. So grab your Nichiren swords and let's dive into it. After some thorough research, the first theory I came up with is that Tanjiro will get extremely depressed. He won't function as a demon slayer anymore. So how would it happen? Well, let's recall the Mount Natagumo arc. In this arc, it follows Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke as they go on their first mission together and venture to Mount Natagumo. Upon arriving at the mountain, Zenitsu initially hesitates but eventually decides to join Tanjiro and Inosuke, who have their hands full dealing with demon slayers under the control of Mother Spider Demon. They desperately search for a way to defeat this menacing foe and discover the presence of Rui, the lower rank 5. While Inosuke uses his beast breathing technique and attempts to locate the demon, but falls into an ambush by the manipulated slayers, a fierce battle unfolds as they confront the spider demon. After defeating her, Tanjiro and Inosuke face the father spider demon. Meanwhile, Zenitsu is battling the brother spider demon that poisons him. Overcoming his fear, Zenitsu taps into his thunder breathing technique to defeat it. Meanwhile, Tanjiro was separated from Inosuke and thrown deep into the forest. Inosuke fought the father alone. Zenitsu's life hangs in the balance, but Shinobu arrives to cure him. In the midst of these struggles, a pivotal moment occurs as Tanjiro faces off against Rui, who attacks him with threads. However, Nezuko steps in to protect her brother. Tanjiro unleashes the power of the Hinokami Kagura and successfully decapitates him, but Giyu deals the finishing blow when Rui reattaches his head. However, Rui's survival and counterattack leave Tanjiro injured. So what's the major difference in this scenario? Well, Shinobu arrives to help Tanjiro after he is severely injured. Meanwhile, Giyu leaves to eliminate the daughter spider demon. Tragically, Shinobu and Kanao detect Nezuko's presence. Now that Giyu's not there to save her, what will happen? Well, tragically, Nezuko falls at the hand of Shinobu's poison. After the incident, Tanjiro was taken back to the Demon Slayer Corps headquarters. After the traumatic events at Mount Natagumo, Tanjiro is consumed by grief due to Nezuko's loss. But how would this affect the Hashiras, especially Giyu? Well, Giyu would most likely be scolded by Urokodaki, and both him and Shinobu's relationship would collapse. And during their meeting, divisions arise among the Hashira regarding how to help Tanjiro. With Giyu's connection with Tanjiro, he offers comfort and encouragement. However, not all Hashira share his empathy and question Tanjiro's loyalty as a demon slayer. Despite Giyu's efforts, Tanjiro's depression deepens, leading him to leave the Corps, because Tanjiro believes his purpose is gone, which was to cure her and turn her back into a human. He sees no reason to continue fighting demons. He would most likely go back to his old home, and from there, we don't know what he would do. But what about the others? Well, meanwhile, Zenitsu and Inosuke, recovering from injuries, persevere in their training at the Butterfly Mansion, seeing that they can't do anything about what happened. Fast forward to the Mugen Train arc, where Zenitsu and Inosuke join forces with Kyojuro Rengoku, the Flame Hashira, to investigate the mysterious disappearances on the train. Enmu, a lower rank 1 demon, uses his powers to induce sleep and enter their dreams. Without Tanjiro in the fight, how would they do this time? Well, while Zenitsu and Inosuke succumb to the slumber, Rengoku's immense willpower allows him to resist. Inside their dreams, Rengoku realizes the danger. Rengoku wakes up Zenitsu and Inosuke, instructing them to guard the passengers. He senses the danger Enmu poses and actively searches for him in the train. Rengoku confronts Enmu using his flame-breathing techniques to gain the upper hand and defeat him. However, the arc ends with a tragic event where Kyojuro Rengoku dies in the battle against Akaza, the upper rank 3 demon like in the original series. But what's the difference? Well, not all of the passengers were safe and some were killed. After the Mugen Train arc, a new mission leads them to the vibrant entertainment district, joined by the Sound Hashira, Tenjin Uzui, and his 3 undercover wives. We all know Tanjiro's sun breathing along with Nezuko's healing were critical factors in this fight. Without those 2 assets, what would be the outcome? Well, the battle against Daki and Gyutaro is fierce, testing Uzui and the others to their limits. Unfortunately, tragedy strikes as Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Uzui fall into the overwhelming power of the upper rank 6 demons. Following the Entertainment District events, the Swordsmith Village arc begins without Tanjiro. Suddenly, two upper-ranked demons, Hantengu and Gyoko, attack the village. Facing these formidable threats, the Love and Mist Hashira decide to split up. So how will they do? Well, Muichiro faces off against Gyoko, but he soon drowns because he wasn't able to unlock his Demon Slayer mark. This is because to unlock the mark, the user needs to be in contact with a person who already has it, and that person was supposed to be Tanjiro. On the other hand, Mitsuri battles Hantengu. Unfortunately, Hantengu gains the upper hand against Mitsuri, which ultimately leads to her death, along with Genya Shinaguzawa and all the villagers. After losing Hashira's left and right, the Demon Slayer Corps plunges into Infinity Castle to defeat Muzan. Will they even have a chance without Tanjiro? Well, Shinobu Kocho faces off against the upper rank 2-demon Doma, seeking revenge for his sister's death. Tragically, Doma killed Shinobu and absorbed her. Kanao arrives, but without Inosuke's help, she dies as well. On the other side of the castle, Gyu Tomioka engages in a fierce battle against the formidable upper rank 3 Akaza. Initially, he fights in a calm manner, showcasing impressive techniques, and counters Akaza's relentless assaults, creating a thrilling back-and-forth showdown. However, Akaza's strength proves overwhelming for Gyu, which led to his downfall. Elsewhere, Obanai Iguro confronts Hantengu and Nakime. Without Mitsuri by his side, he also loses his life as he's easily overpowered by the two. Sanemi also faces Daki and Gyotaro and is defeated, while Gyome may even defeat Gyoko, but he'll arrive too late and see that Muichiro and Genya were defeated by Kokushibo. Without Tanjiro's help, the Demon Slayer Corps faces a worse situation. This could lead to a dark turn of events, potentially spelling the end of humanity. But something even crazier might happen, and that's where our second theory comes into play. So what is it? Well, after Shinobu kills Nezuko, Tanjiro will seek revenge. What might happen to the story if Tanjiro plans to kill Shinobu? Will Tanjiro succeed in his plans or not? Let's find out. The events here would remain the same as in the first scenario where Shinobu kills Nezuko after Gyu fails to protect her. But what's the difference? Well, in the aftermath of the tragic Mount Natagumo events where Nezuko met her demise at the hands of Shinobu, Tanjiro's overwhelming grief and rage push him to seek vengeance. His desire for payback boils over, leading him to confront Shinobu at the Demon Slayer Corps' headquarters. Quickly recognizing the danger, the Hashira stepped in to prevent Tanjiro from harming Shinobu. In response, they decide to knock him out. So will they outright execute him? Ultimately, they decide to confine Tanjiro as a precaution, aiming to prevent further harm and allow him to calm down. Eventually, Tanjiro has had enough, which drives him crazy, and thinking that he has nothing to lose, he escapes and confronts Muzan. The same events take place as Tanjiro is missing in this scenario. Rengoku is killed while Zenitsu and Inosuke manage to survive after losing a couple of passengers to Enmo. And where's Tanjiro? Well, at this moment, he's somewhere out in the mountains trying to find Muzan's scent. And for the sake of the story, let's say he does. He confronts Muzan in one of his hideouts, and in a surprising turn of events, instead of demanding that he'll end his life, Tanjiro asks Muzan to turn him into a demon. In the original timeline, Muzan would have just decapitated Tanjiro then and there, but this time he decides it would be funny to turn him into one. Safe to say it worked in Muzan's favor. Tanjiro was able to become one of the strongest demons, even rising up to the ranks of Upper Moon 1 in a short amount of time. So when do we get to see him in action? Well, all the other events are definitely the same, with Zenitsu and Inosuke losing their lives in the Entertainment District arc, along with Tengen. Mitsuri and Muichiro will be defeated in the Swordsmith Village arc, but major changes will come in the Infinity Castle. So what are these changes? Well, for one, Shinobu will be fighting Doma. She'll be fighting a demonized Tanjiro. Tanjiro would inherit Muzan's biokinesis like the one he had at the end of the series in the original timeline. Shinobu would be at a total disadvantage seeing as she was easily beaten by Doma. But how would she even fare against Tanjiro? Even with her poison, Tanjiro would instantly heal. And finally, he'll get his revenge against the person who killed his sister. After that, Kanao would arrive, but due to him going berserk, Tanjiro wouldn't even recognize her. He'll just rampage around and eventually defeat her too. As he comes back to his senses, Tanjiro realizes that he killed Kanao, who didn't do anything to him. This will make him more heartless and more brutal, ultimately giving him the determination to finish the job. He would roam around the Infinity Castle, killing demon slayers and demons alike. Tanjiro would become a third party at most fights, surprise attacking the other upper moons and dispatching the Hashira soon after. All that came into Tanjiro's mind was just to destroy everything. Tanjiro would kill Akaza but leave Giyu alone. After killing everyone except Giyu and the personnel outside the Infinity Castle, he would go on to fight Muzan with his overpowered demon abilities. Will he be able to win? Well, it would be a back-to-back duel with neither of them seemingly backing down. They would fight until the sun rises, but as Muzan tries to hide, Tanjiro would keep him at bay. Muzan would disintegrate while Tanjiro would become immune to sunlight. And how would this all end, seeing as Tanjiro is still alive? Well, he would go off to somewhere far away where no one would find him. Giyu would be the last survivor of the massacre that destroyed both sides. And there you have it. If Shinobu indeed killed Nezuko in the world of Demon Slayer, it would certainly bring possibilities and changes to the story. What did you think about this what if scenario? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell for more anime content, and show some love with a thumbs up. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.